Welcome back to another Jay's Collectible video, and today I'm going to be doing a little haul video and letting y'all know one of these videos for the X-Men 97 line from Marvel Legends will be coming out, and that at the end of the video, given how hard these are to find in stores, maybe online, I'm going to let you all know where I suggest you maybe purchase them if you're still looking for them, or like I guess just still looking for them and everything. We're going to be looking at Big Bad Toy Stores, Entertainment Earth, GameStop, and then I believe there was one more. Oh, eBay and Mercari. I'll let y'all know my opinions and thoughts on Wolverine and Rogue, since they're some of the more expensive characters in the line. So without further ado, let's dive in and take a look at the current Marvel Legends X-Men 97 characters I recently got. Okay, so first up we got Wolverine. I have two of them. I actually have a box to the side of me with all my second, copies of them, because I have to have one carded and then have one to open. So that's what we have here. I bought him on eBay, I think I bought him on eBay. I paid about $63. He's a bit of the pricier ones, but not as bad as Rogue. But yeah, he'll probably be my first review, and he'll probably be my first review with the new setup. More on that in tomorrow's video. But with that, let's now move on to our next character. Moving on, we got Storm here. Again, I got a second copy to review and everything, and I will say this, I'll probably mention it in my review videos. I like the card backs for these. I like the colors on them. At the same time, I don't, because then I gotta buy two because of the, I don't have to, but if you're a card collector and take your characters out, you have to have two of them, because you could try to tape the bubbles back up, but it may not look as pretty. And then you're also missing out on some extra figures, like maybe a Build-A-Figure and everything. But she, of course, is from Wave 1 along with Wolverine, and what's the word? She is a prominent X-Men character, so it's nice to have her. I'll give my thoughts on whether this is a good, action figure overall in the review. But again, like I said at the beginning, these reviews will not be coming out for a month or so. But with that said, let's now move on to our third character. Next, we got Gambit, and he was a fan favorite, especially in episode 5 of the series, Remember It, one of his catchphrases. I got him on GameStop. He's no longer in stock at GameStop from what I see and everything, but you can get him on one website. Again, I'll kind of mention him I will mention him at the end of the video. I'm not going to be fancy. There won't be photos from the sites, but I'll definitely do research before I film those clips, and I'll just hold up the character as I'm talking about that, where they're in stock and everything. But his card is a bit beat up, so I don't have my second copy yet, so I have to wait to open him up when I do the review. So that's a look at Gambit. Again, from Wave 1. Here's a look at the back and everything. We'll go in more detail during the review, but anyway, that's Gambit. Let's move on to Bishop. We got Bishop, and he has a bigger bubble. He's a very bulky character. That was the first thing I noticed when I took him out of the package. I guess I didn't really get a good look at him when in the show. Got his card back right here. Again, like all the other three, he is from Wave 1. So, yeah, he's a pretty easy one to get, I feel like, currently. But he's definitely starting to, disappear on the retail sites and everything. But that's a look at Bishop. Now let's take a look at Magneto. Here we have Magneto. This is his, normal villain look with the red helmet and the purple, I believe, red. I don't think it has red on his cape. I think it's just purple. But, this is my only Magneto. I'm still waiting for my GameStop order to come in with my second Cyclops and Goblin Queen. So, this one's in pretty good shape. It may stay as my carded one. But, he is, of course, is from Wave 1. So, that's a look at Magneto. And while we're here talking about Wave 1, I will say this. I don't have any of my Rogues in. I got my my Rogue I'll keep on card. And I'll have a second copy also coming in currently, where I'll open it up where the card was damaged. So I got a decent deal on it, depending on what you think would be a good deal for Rogue and everything, given the high prices. And again, I'll give my thoughts on that at the very end of the video while we're going over where you can find them. So let's look at Wave 1. Let's now move on to Wave 2. Here we have Nightcrawler, a really good figure. I'm happy how it turned out. I do have one or two complaints about it. I wish he came with the katanas or swords, but I can go into that in my review video. And yeah, they just did a really good job with him, I think. He is from Wave 2. So I do have all the Wave 2 characters, but you gotta look at that right there. So let's look at Nightcrawler. Let's move on to, I believe, Cyclops is next. Okay, so something I actually never mentioned. These are my very first X-Men characters in my collection and from the Marvel Legends line. I'm an MCU type of guy. These aren't from the MCU, but they're under the Marvel Studios brand name, I guess, and so I'm happy I picked them up, given how hard it is to find them, and I really did enjoy that show. It was an amazing show, I'll put it that way. But here's Cyclops, of course, the team leader of the X-Men, and I'm really happy to have him in my hands and everything. So, I don't have my second copy. Hopefully he'll be here by Saturday, but if not, I just hope he comes in before I go off for surgery and everything. So that's a look at Cyclops. Let's move on to, I believe, his wife is next, so Jean Grey. So here we have Jean Grey, and forgive me, we had to cut you may see my cat or hear my cat. He just came in. But anyway, Jean Grey or Madeline Pryor. I'm happy that we got 6 of the original characters from the original animated show in the first 2 waves. We still need Beast, in my opinion. I hope he comes in wave 3, if they do wave 3. But here's the back of Jean's card. So yeah, that's a look at Jean Grey. Let's take a look at the Goblin Queen. Real quick, talking about the Summers family, I also hope we get Cable or Nathan Summers in wave 3. Him and Beast are like my 2 most wanted for animated X-Men from the series and everything. So anyway, here we have the Goblin Queen, Madeline Pryor, when she's in her evil form after Sinister kind of turned her evil. And so you got that. Now, when I first saw they were going to redo this figure, I could have swore I heard that name before from this toy line, and that's because she was from the Engines of Vengeance HasLab that failed a few years ago, and I think the Goblin Queen was in that, one of the tiers for that project. Now, it never got funded, so no one ever got the Goblin Queen, and I believe this is different from that original, I guess, Goblin Queen that would have came out, but, yeah, I don't know, have they ever done, new characters outside of HasLab if it failed? I mean, this is the only one I remember seeing and hearing about, but there you go, you got the Goblin Queen. So that's a look at her. Now let's take a look at our next character. We have the Executioner, a really cool figure. You get a lot of weapons. I really like the character when they revealed him for this wave 2. Wish he was used a bit more in the show. He was only in the first 2, or if not, episode 2 of the series, but he was a pretty cool character, and they probably could have done more with him. But that's a look at him. He does work for the Friends of Humanity, I guess, group and everything, so it has his, initials on his belt and whatnot. That's a look at the Executioner. Let's now move on to our final character in the waves, Magneto. So here we have the hero Magneto. It's the first character they did 2 of. Of course, we got his other costume in wave 1. Here we got him in his, newer hero costume with the M and his, helmet, and he, without the helmet, and also, I guess, the longer hair and everything. So, yeah, I quite enjoyed Magneto in the series. Like a lot of people have mentioned from, I guess, breakdowns, he has some pretty good lines, which I have to agree with. So, I'm happy to get another one of him. I will say, though, when I first saw this reveal, he was definitely not my, most excited. He was probably way down at the very end of, excitement when they were revealed. But this is a pretty cool character. It does confuse me why he gets such a thick bubble after opening him up. I'm like, did that really need this thick of a bubble? Maybe not, but maybe it did. Maybe that's why they gave it to him. But anyway, that's a look at all the different characters in the X-Men 97 Wave 1 and 2. I hope they do a Wave 3, and I hope they do, they make Beast, Cable, and then Bastion. Those are, my top 3 I want. I'm still trying to decide who I want for the last 3, but yeah, there you go. With that down, we're going to move on to our next segment, which I'll be telling you all where you can currently purchase these characters on the, I guess, retail stores, online, and then I'll let y'all know my thoughts on how much you should pay for Wolverine and Rogue. If you want Wolverine, I still think that's a good price. What I'm going to tell you, Rogue, it's a bit tricky because she's expensive, and we'll get to that in a few moments. But let me go look at the prices, and I'll come back with those answers. Alright, for this segment, I'm going to be letting y'all know where you can purchase these characters currently in stock on the retail stores. And I'm going to talk about Wolverine and Rogue at the end, and Cyclops technically, because they're on the Aftermarket, and Rogue, I have a little speech with the Aftermarket and everything. But yeah, it is currently May 30th, 9 o'clock Central Time. So the night before this video is going up, technically, it doesn't matter to y'all because the video is currently up. But I just want to let y'all know that, so let y'all know what time it was when I looked up all this information, maybe between 8:20 until 9 o'clock when I'm recording. So without further ado, let's now go through the list and let y'all know. I'll let y'all know what stores you can currently buy these characters, and I'll be taking a look at Big Bad Toy Stores, GameStop, Entertainment Earth, Hasbro Pulse, and our, I guess, secondary market will be Mercari and eBay. So let's start with Bishop. Alright, so Bishop, he's only at Big Bad Toy Store. He's in stock. That was the only website that had him for $24.99. And yeah. Now also keep in mind this is all US pricing. I don't know, like maybe like international websites for some of these stores, so just keep that in mind. So I'm sorry about that, but Bishop, Big Bad Toy Store. Right, next up we have Magneto, and he is currently at Entertainment Earth for pre-order for sometime during December. I forgot the month. It was between June and August. And then also at Big Bad Toy Store, where you can currently buy him at a cart. I don't think there was any pre-orders on the ones on at that store. But here we have Magneto, and yeah, with that, let's now move on to our next character. Next up, we got Gambit himself. He was only at one store for pre-order for July at Entertainment Earth. That was the only one that had him in stock for that retail price. And so if you want him, maybe put in a pre-order for him. That's what I did. That's where I'm getting my second copy of him, because this will be my one I open. I just gotta wait till I do my review to open him and everything. But that's look at Gambit. Let's move on to Storm. Alright, so Storm, you can pre-order her on Entertainment Earth for June, and then you can get her currently in stock at Hasbro Pulse and Big Bad Toy Store. So got a couple options there to get Storm. And also I do want to say, keep in mind, if you buy these online, you do risk maybe the card not coming in great shape. Depends on what store it's coming from and how well they package it. But if you don't care about the packaging as much, you really have nothing to worry about besides maybe paint aspects on them. But anyway, I thought I'd put that out there. But I'm sure a lot of you already know. So that's Storm, and that's finished off Wave 1. Again, we'll talk about Wolverine and Rogue here in a few moments. Let's move on to Wave 2. Here we have Jean Grey. She's a pre-order at Entertainment Earth for August, and currently in stock at GameStop and Hasbro Pulse. So we got a couple options there for her. And so yeah, so if you want to pick her up, I suggest one of those stores. Let's move on to our next character. I believe Magneto is our next character. He is basically at all four stores I had written down, or we written down. We got Entertainment Earth for pre-order. You got Big Bad Toy Store currently in stock. GameStop currently in stock. And then also Hasbro Pulse is in stock. So a lot of options there for if you're still trying to find him, if you don't have him and everything. So that's where you can find Magneto from Wave 2. So Goblin Queen, it's hard. She's starting to go to stock places. The only one that had her in stock was GameStop. And so yeah, maybe jump on that if you're still haven't picked her up and you're looking for her, because I mean there could be restocks for some of these, but we don't know. I'm just letting y'all know the different places you all can get these cards. So that's Goblin Queen. Let's move on to Nightcrawler. Here we have Nightcrawler. He is currently at pre-order at Entertainment Earth, and he should be coming in June. And then he's in stock at Big Bad Toy Stores and what was it, Hasbro Pulse. That was the other one. So a couple of options there. And so yeah, and also for the Entertainment Earth, keep in mind that these pre-orders could change it is about to be June, so they may push it back to July. I notice that sometimes, so just want to put that out there. But that's Nightcrawler. Let's now move on to our last three, which is Cyclops, Wolverine, and Rogue. Okay, I lied. We got one more before those three. Executioner. He is currently in stock at GameStop, Hasbro Pulse, and Big Bad Toy Store. So no pre-orders. You just buy him right there, right now, if you want him. And yeah, now we'll move on to our last three. Here we have Cyclops. Now he's like on that line, I have to call it. So he's in GameStop, but only certain GameStops. I couldn't ship him to home when I was looking at it. It just said look for in your area, and there was none in my area. So maybe you'll have better luck wherever you live. But just know that he's technically at GameStop, but not for long, I feel like. So that's Cyclops. But also, I did look on the aftermarkets like Mercari and eBay. Mercari, he was a decent price, I guess, $35 for him. Now, keep in mind, Mercari has the extra fees, which I'll go into more when it comes to the next two, but there's that. And then eBay, he was around $40 for a brand new box, I believe. You have the bids, but I wouldn't go for the bids because you just never know how high it will go and if you'll get it. So, if I had to say, maybe try eBay, only because of the fees on Mercari. And who knows, you may be able to haggle with some of the people, if you're lucky. I'm not that lucky, but who knows? You may be pretty good at that. But that's Cyclops. Now we move on to Wolverine. So here we have Wolverine. He is a lot higher than all the other characters we looked at, but not as high as Rogue. On Makari, he's around the 70 price in box. Of course, for any of these aftermarket ones, you really should read it in the description. Take a look at the photos, and maybe if you want to contact them, like they say on those websites. But I would try to find one for 60. 70 is like where I would probably like stop. Don't go anywhere higher. I've seen them go between, I think I saw 150 one time. Not 150, but like I saw one go for $50 and then 60. So if you always just keep looking, I'm sure you'll find them for a good deal. And again, if you try haggling, may have some luck there. But Makari, like I said earlier with Cyclops, has those extra fees. So one may go on Makari for 60, and then I can't remember. I just remember it was high. It was pretty high for the fees. Let's say 60 plus all of the tax and everything. 80, so that's like a $20 difference. So just keep that in mind. And then eBay, he was also around the $60 and $70 price. So I guess it depends on what website you like to use, and if you're good at haggling, or if you don't care, or if you may not want to pay over the retail price it was originally. But I'm not saying go out and buy it for that price. I'm just giving you all the information that I saw for his current price, and I guess you can do what you want with that information. Who knows? You may be desperate like me and bought one, or you may just try to wait it out until this. Maybe they may do a restock. I don't know that, but they may. We'll see and everything. But let's now get into our final one. I don't have her in my hand currently because I'm still waiting for mine to come in. But let's talk about Rogue. Okay, Rogue. She's on the aftermarket. And let me tell you all this. I never paid that much attention to certain characters on the aftermarket. But let me tell you all, it's a war out there. Every day I look to see what Rogue is going for, and she is really expensive. We'll get to that in a moment, but what do I mean by it's a war out there? Well, she's been going around 80 if you're lucky. 100 is like where I see them pop up mostly, and if there's any between 110, 90, again, 90 kind of rare, but anytime those pop up, they're gone within the same day, if not hours. I should know. I looked a lot on eBay last week or so for the two I was looking for. I got some good deals. I guess it depends on what you consider a good deal. Mine were, I think, $75 for a damaged one, and then $110 on Makari. So very expensive. This one, I don't know where I stopped. My cat went back in again. Where I think I was saying, like, this one, I really don't know what to say because, again, it depends on how bad you want her. I will say this, though. I would not pay anything over 110. Like, there's ones going for 150, 130, 120. I almost bought one for 120. But no, I waited, and I just felt comfortable at that 110 price. And that may not be for everyone. You may not want to pay $40 or a retail price or a penny. Like I said, Wolverine. But she is crazy expensive, and I just would not recommend the 120 and above price. And it's insane. And like I said, I never seen that character go out of stock on the aftermarket that often. Like I said, it was hours, if not the same day. So if you find her for 100, you can do what you want with that. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to buy it, but if you feel like you want to, you can make that call if you want. And if you don't want to, I totally understand if you all don't want to pay that high price. Now, there may be people out there saying you can get, like, different rogues from different lines throughout the Legends, like, throughout the years for the Legend series. And you could do that. Actually, you may feel more comfortable with that, because I've seen some other rogues go for a lower price. But this is just my I guess, opinion and everything. I am someone who has to have the one from that line. Like, I can't have, I don't know, I think there was one for the Age of Apocalypse rogue, or maybe another rogue that's more accurate to the animated series. I'm just the type of person who has to have the X-Men 97 one from that wave. There was also a retro rogue that I think close to the one that, I know it's not Rogue, but there is a retro Rogue out there that's is close to the X-Men 97 variant. You could go for that one. I think it's similar almost, but me personally, I have to have the X-Men 97 variant. But that's just me. You may feel more comfortable going for that one that's a bit closer to the one that was in the series. So one more thing I want to say, I didn't add when I was talking about the prices and everything. I hope those Rogues going for 100, maybe 90, 110, I hope that they're going to people who really want them, and not to the people who are just going to upcharge the price to make it like, actually, they bought them for 100, I'm going to upcharge it to 180. I get there's people who resell things. I don't have a problem with that, really. So, say I have Bishop here. It's been about 7 years since it came out. It's hovering around the $40 or $30 mark. I may try to sell for 40 to earn back the money I spent, and I guess get a little bit more. But it's been a couple of years. I feel like it's different with these. Like, it's only been about 7 or 8 months since they've been out. They're still pretty new and hot and everything. And I just feel like it's wrong trying to upcharge people currently who really want it, and just try and buy them all up on the aftermarket or in stores just to upcharge a higher price and everything. I'm not quite sure if that made sense. My point is, I don't have anything against reselling. It's just, I guess, Rogue, is, for example, like, people are just buying it and going to resell it, or are charging insane prices and everything and all that stuff. So, as I was told by one of my parents, it's supply and demand, something I learned in my 6 months of business class. And I am not a business major no longer. I did not find it very interesting, but it is supply, and depends on how much people want it. And you also have FOMO, the fear of missing out, which is kind of what I have. But like I said, I had to have the X-Men 97 version of Rogue. So yeah, I just want to say that I know there's people who probably wouldn't want to support people who are buying or who are selling them for high prices. I just want to put that out there. I have no problem with people who are doing it just to maybe earn a little extra cash. But if you're trying to scalp it, that's where I start having problems. So that could be its own video on its own. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of what you think of just reselling it, but then also scalping, because there was a difference. I had to look up the definitions for both of them. And so yeah, that's that. I'm sure we'll get a very interesting conversation down in the comments below. But yeah, with that, let's now end out the video. One more thing, I want to say that look for lots. You may be able to find a good deal on Mercari and eBay for these certain characters. I will say this. I was watching a bidding war go on the last week or so. Someone had 9 characters out. They were all different characters. 9 of them started at 70, went up to 255. The very last 10 minutes, it went to 260. Someone got a very, very good deal on that one. It had Wolverine and Rogue. Almost retail price. $30 shipping, maybe some tax, but overall, they got a really good deal. So I'm trying to say here, just look for lots. You can find a good deal for Rogue and Wolverine in a lot. Saw some go for 300. Not sure I would pay that much, but because you have some of them you can still buy in stores. But in conclusion, lots. Alright, so there you go. That is my video for today. My X-Men 97 haul, and then where you can currently buy these X-Men 97 characters, and I guess my thoughts on reselling and scalping everything. Let me know your thoughts and comments below what you thought of this video, and if you're able to, if this was helpful, and if you've got all the characters you want, and if you're still missing some of the characters. With that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Tune in for tomorrow for my new setup, I guess, video, and then a feedback video that will come out the same day. I'll go into more of that in tomorrow's video. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Take care.